The Tangent 8 podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangent 8 podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me are Swoosh and John Doe.
Hi. Hello.
And unfortunately, we've had too many episodes where we got to have fun with the opening, and now we've got to do another depressing opener.
Yay, back to normal.
Unfortunately for this year in the games industry, it really is, and it's getting a little scary.
It's getting terrifying.
Yeah.
But Humble has decided to completely destroy their Humble Games division.
Yeah, just shuttered the entire thing.
Which is particularly weird because of what actually ended up happening with that, where the CEO put out this wonderful post about how this wasn't the end of Humble Games, this is just a restructuring, and that nothing's going to happen with all the stuff they've already got in the pipe, and we're just restructuring the company. Which, you know, it's just corporate for we're going to be laying some people off, but maybe not everyone's losing their job. Yeah.
Yeah,
and the tweet came out from the
About
guy who actually worked there, who pointed out that no one works there anymore.
It's gone.
The entire division is gone.
Yeah.
They outsourced it to... where was it? Yeah, it was outsourced to another company, the continued operations that needed to be done.
Ugh.
And that's it. That's not a restructure. It's not being pulled internally. It's gone.
Which means that they have, like, siphoned out active projects to a third party. So those projects are going to suck, first of all. It's hard to pick up from where they left off.
Well, it depends. They might be operating as just handlers for the last couple of studios that have still got due projects.
Yeah. But it's just like, it's fucking diabolical to come... Oh, no, it's a restructure. It's like, yes, restructuring to zero. That is a closure, sir. Please do not treat us like children. Just because we play games.
It feels very much that NDA don't mean shit if there's no company to hold the NDA to.
Pretty much. Like, it kind of works. But it was like one of the directors or the team directors who came out and said, no, he's full of shit. It's basically closing. There's no one left.
Yeah.
And this is happening a lot.
Well, less that. There's usually a little less gaslighting of your own fired employees.
Generally, yeah.
There's a lot more of, we have unfortunately had to close John Doe and Swoosh Studios. We hope that they have the best, and then they find out off Twitter. But, you know, they don't generally go, oh yes, we're just restructuring this thing we're not doing anything with anymore.
Yeah. It's... The fact that it came out so quick after is good, though. Like, just...
Yeah.
Didn't let it sit there and see. I was like, no, we can't let him, do this kind of shit. So,
I was just curious what games the Humble Studio actually.
They generally publish a lot of smaller indie stuff.
Yeah, I just looked up the Humble Games thing on Steam, and there's 54 titles listed for it, including Temtem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
They came out through Humble.
Because they were basically being like a publisher more than anything else, weren't they?
That's it. That's what they were doing. They were essentially, the idea was that Humble Games would go out and find those more niche titles that just need some funding and be like, we'll be those guys.
Yeah. But it's sad. It's the end of a very short era for them.
I mean, they've been around for a good while, but who knows?
Honestly,
we don't know why they were necessarily, the whole division was killed, other than, of course, someone's line went down.
Yeah, I'm assuming the line went down for a fraction of a second, therefore we had to turf the entire department, because that's what happens. But
the line went down a little. The line for the Humble Bundles has been, like, the quality of them has been going down for a long fucking time.
It has.
Yeah.
I look at Humble Bundle now a bit like Showbags. Like, when I was a kid, I remember Showbags being full of a lot more shit. I know it wasn't just nostalgia. I remember there was a lot more stuff in them.
I mean, I remember going to recent fairs, and you buy Birdie Beetle bags.
Yeah.
Those used to just be in every fucking show bag.
It was half the reason you get Showbags, Birdie Beetles.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you didn't have to go get the Birdie Beetle one. You just always got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were as ubiquitous at
they were a bag filler.
show in
that was
Australia.
just the extra little bit in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, at one point, believed that the guy who made Birdie Beetles had to have a hand in the show bag companies.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, it's the same kind of thing. You eventually see just a slow diminishment in what you're getting to try and make it so, like, if they had cut it down to what it is now in the span of, like, 2 years or something, there'd be a revolt. People would hate this. But it's been slow setback after setback, and just cut it down, trim a bit of fat.
For the Humble Bundle in particular, like, the slow decline of the Humble choice in the bundles themselves. Like,
the choice is the only worthwhile thing anymore, and that's arguable.
Yeah, and that's provided you've been, like, grandfathered into it for a cheaper price.
Yeah.
But even that, where it used to be, like, a selection of pretty decent games that were relatively newish, but like you still wanted to play some of them, then it changed to, okay, if you've grandfathered in, you can select 12 games, but if you're new in, you only get to select 10. But the choice was only from 9 games, so choosing between 12 and 10 of 9 games means fucking nothing. And now we're down to 8 games of older and, like, it's gone from, like, big games of, like, maybe AA and AAA status now to A's and B's and mostly indies. And it's...
Well, the idea that they supposedly went for when they did this most recent one, if I remember the email correctly, the idea was before they might do like 2 or 3 bigger games in a pack and then a whole bunch of chaff.
Yeah.
You might get a chaff pack. You might get a whole bunch of middle range stuff. It was a real grab bag. They decided they wanted to more consistently have at least one reasonably big title in every one of them.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're having some trouble getting you actual, like, big titles, or ones that are big titles if you haven't purchased them at all in the time it took for them to get it.
Which most people already have.
Or,
one of them,
or if you haven't previously picked them up in a Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, like, one of them, they had, like, the big title was the most recent Hitman game, like, the whole complete set.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but that's been out for, like, a year.
Or it's been out for, like, several years when you look at what's in it. And it's already been in several other bundles.
But it's just like, that sort of thing. It's like, it could be good if you've never bought that, but you'd have bought it by now.
Pretty much. If you were interested in this, you would already have it. But...
So, yeah, I have got to try some games that I wasn't ever going to buy Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and it randomly showed up in a Humble Choice. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll try it now.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to pay money.
You weren't going to actively pursue that one. But, like, honestly, with the whole Humble Games thing, I would not have cared too much if the CEO hadn't tried to lie to everyone about it.
I mean, it would have still been a bad. We'd still put it.
Oh yeah,
of course,
absolutely. There's a lot of people have lost their jobs, so it wouldn't have been as big of a thing. It's like the fact that he's like, "Oh no, this is fine. The gaslighting is real." It's just like, no, mate, come on.
Don't. If you're gonna, shoot the bullet, you got to be willing to take it as well.
Yeah, rip that Band-Aid off, man. You're gonna take some flack, yes, but you knew this was coming when you decided to axe an entire department. Like, there's no good way to say we have axed an entire section of our company at all. Like, no one can spin that well.
No.
I mean, they tried, and they failed, because, they went the lying route, but sure.
So, I mean, I think that was probably one of our weirdest up and down rants ever.
I don't know. We've had... Do we need to bring up the biscuit rant again? That was a pretty wild rant.
The biscuit rant was focused.
That's a good point. We do get very focused when it comes to biscuits.
I don't know about you, but I got back down to the bottom half of that one. I'm like, what were we talking about?
Yeah, that happens.
I had to, hold it for a second while Swish talked, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That thing. That happens a lot when I talk, unfortunately. My squirrels are free range.
Yes, and oh so tasty. Yeah, I don't know. I think Humble's getting worse, less and less worth it. Now I tend to get everything more and more from Green Man or Fanatical.
Unfortunately, it's not just Humble at this point. The entire games industry is having issues. Look at all the stuff popping up about their unions and that kind of stuff having to threaten to go on strike, essentially. That all popped up recently.
What is, I don't know I haven't read the article for the recent SAG-AFTRA games thing. What is the story of that?
So a lot of that came down to they were going against being replaced with AI because a lot of jobs are disappearing to AI, as we prophesized would happen. And recently, because of the whole thing with who was the actress whose voice got cloned, or supposedly cloned,
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. Because of that, a lot of the SAG-AFTRA actors and the voice actors and everyone associated with them have joined forces now because they realize if it gets into the games industry, it will get into movies and other entertainment. Yeah. This kind of shit is like a cancer at this point. It's going to spread, and it's going to spread through whatever entryway it can. So they've joined forces and like, right, cool. We will strike with them. We're going to do this to try and get it to push forward. But the talks failed. Even with SAG-AFTRA just going like, no, we're here. We're throwing our weight behind this now. They were still bounced back by the studios.
Yeah, because the studios want to have the cake and eat it too. They don't want to give an inch because they believe they can save more money in the fucking long run.
Oh yeah. Despite the fact that AI is nowhere near good enough at the moment to replace people, they really think it is.
Effectively murdering itself, which is the best.
Oh, I love the fact that AI is essentially inbreeding. It's great. Mid-Journey, a bunch of other ones that rip shit from the internet. They're just feeding off each other now. So it's getting worse. I love it. Which is even funnier now that these companies are trying to throw their weight behind it. Oh no, this is a thing. It's like, you're jumping back on the Titanic as you watch it sink, guys. That's not a smart move. So, yeah, this is going to cause probably a lot more job losses. It's going to cause substantial delays in any games and a substantial drop in quality of any games we see coming out, which is not great.
No. But I'd rather those people get paid.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would much rather these people get paid. And the reason we're going to see a drop is because they're going to try and use AI. They're going to try it, and it's going to fail. And I will laugh so hard.
Yeah. I don't know how they just can't fucking see exactly what they're doing. Like, they're literally poisoning their own fucking well.
I'm pretty sure it's because Mr. Krabs has found his way onto most game boards, and he said, "Hello, I like money," and he's just pushing for whatever would make them the most and make the line go up. When will they learn not to have cartoon crabs running their company?
Because that's all they've got. Like that Inside Out, they're just Mr. Krabs in their head, just money.
Every executive, absolutely, can confirm.
So, moving on to something else, although still games.
Yay. It's almost like we're a gaming podcast.
Just absurd.
Better than a Biggie
got put out
podcast.
Yeah.
Suggesting that we need to stop using cutscenes.
Oh, fuck, this was dumb. Alright, we went through this in the preamble, but Dan wasn't here at the time. We might have to run through it again.
So, the article basically posits that cutscenes can destroy your immersion, and we should be mature enough to be in a scene with the actors.
Nope.
Basically, they suggest that they start out by completely loading their setup by going, Metal Gear Solid has long cutscenes. Yes.
And the sky is fucking blue.
Hideo Kojima does not understand the word limit.
No. I'm pretty sure he is just a human cutscene.
It's not surprising when, he has massive cutscenes. It's really not the industry standard. Don't use it.
Yeah.
But then they go on to suggest that, you're just children because, you can't have an emotional scene in The Last of Us or God of War without having them take the camera controls away.
It also makes it really fucking hard to tell a story, because I can guarantee if something emotional or something big is happening over there, I'm going to be wondering what they've hidden around the corner way over there.
Yep.
And I'm going to go look for the thing that might never be used rather than be involved in any of that bullshit.
the squirrels control everything for me. Like, they're going to run away from the storyline. I actively avoid story so I can get more game out of it.
Yeah.
So, the way it's phrased here is, the argument is that sometimes the emotional arc of a scene needs to be precisely timed and manufactured in order to deliver the emotional payload. I'd agree.
Most effectively, yes.
In that case, we're making the wrong sort of scenes. If a mature interactive medium can only tell emotional stories through non-interactive sequences, something is wrong.
The thing that is wrong is the writer of this article.
The thing that I find hilarious is they follow up that statement with an example of Half-Life. Half-Life 2. Portal. And how they don't have cutscenes. It's all in-engine. Like we weren't trying to find a way up to find the head crab in Dr. Kleiner's office instead of listening to him.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Like, without a doubt.
I think the thing that's wrong with this is the person's attention span.
Yeah.
Look, my attention span isn't great. I actually quite like when I have a cutscene because I can pay attention and get the story delivered to me. Because I know my limitations. If I'm left to my own devices, I will find a weird texture on the wall and stare at it in-game going, what the fuck? Someone had to spend time making this. Is it an Easter egg? What is this? Like, that's partly because of my attention span and partly because I studied, games animation. But it's just, if I'm left to my devices, much like many people, we wander off. Like, if there's someone who's crying and there's an emotional scene happening, my anxiety kicks in going, I don't want to be here. I'm going to go to the next room. Can you cry quietly, please? Thank you.
See, I always thought it'd be fun for, like, in a game, it's just as an Easter egg to have one of the textures on a random wall be a magic eye.
Ooh, that's entertaining.
You wouldn't really notice it until you just sort of happen to stare at it and in an altered frame of mind and go, there's a pattern there. What is that? And then just have a couple hidden throughout the game.
Guaranteed, if you did this, you'd have a table of them that would cycle out randomly, so they'd never get the same one. They're not
twice. Guaranteed to load in every time you play through it.
Yeah.
So you can be standing, but no, they said this was a magic eye. It's not.
It's just a wall.
You know what dev did that sort of thing, yeah?
There's a few, actually, yeah.
There was the guy who did the Stanley Parable.
I love the Stanley Parable.
So, in that game, there was the impossible achievement.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there had to be a way to do it. So, there'd be a sequence of things you did, and you got the achievement. Someone would then post it. The guy would then push an update on the game that changed it.
Yeah.
And he constantly trolled the player base, like, continually changing how you did the impossible achievement.
That entire game was so good.
Really good.
I remember at one point I got the achievement for hiding in the broom closet for a period of time until the narrator's like, alright, you've clearly died. Can someone please pick up the controller? At which point, if you start moving, it's like, welcome, player 2. And it's great. I have to replay that game. Fuck.
I mean, that's a good example of a game that was able to use a single narrator to get so much.
The only other game I think that came close to that was it Thomas Was Alone was the one.
God damn, it's a good
Don't make
game.
me feel sad for chucking shapes.
Yeah. Look, if you want to feel sad for geometric shapes, just play Thomas Was Alone. How one narrator, who I swear to God is the same narrator, or at least they have the same voice, can make you feel things for Tetris blocks. Like, they have personality, and they have wants, and they have wishes, and it's like, how dare you? Why would you do this to me? I wanted to play a silly game with blocks.
And it's a bouncy rectangle, and that's it.
Yeah!
It's just so fucking good.
Such a good game. But I love when games do have cutscenes, though. Like, when I can be like, right, this is important. Pay attention to this. It can switch my brain. It's like, alright, I'll do the thing. It's like someone jangling keys in front of a toddler. Occasionally, I need this. It's like, was it the old Markiplier thing? Alright, now pay attention. Jingle, jingle, jingle. It's just, I need it occasionally. This person sounds salty about something. I want to know what it is.
Yeah, I know. It feels like somehow a cutscene hurt them.
Yeah, what hurt you? What cutscene was it that threw you out of your immersion so much that you had to write an article about this? Because this isn't a games journalist. Like, this is was it from The Guardian?
Yeah.
This is from someone who wants a journalist mode put into games.
Yeah.
They don't want an easy mode. They want a journalist mode to experience the story without actually playing the game. They literally want an hour and a half cutscene to explain the game and then not touch it again.
They want the game version of "Here comes the airplane," and just like be spoon-fed. That's what they want. But
well, the argument is more to do with
free range, I'm assuming.
Kind of free range, and the idea that theoretically, if as you said, that someone's on the ground crying, that we would want to pay attention, and know what's going on. Like, they seem to be pushing this more of the idea of a more immersive. You are going to participate, but there are just some scenes that are amazing that I do not want to participate in.
Well, it's a weird mentality, essentially, to think that everyone would think the same way that they do. Because, like, this is the way I want to play games. Why does no one else play this game like this way? It's the same way that I can't play D&D campaigns, like the canned or tinned campaign. Because they expect the players to be good. They expect the players to do nice and happy things. But they have ultimate freedom. They can just wander off. Players can't be contained. This person... Should we just send them a link saying, here, play D&D. This is what you want. You want the freedom to wander away from these scenes or do whatever you want without anyone telling you what to do. D&D. Go have fun. But, yeah, no.
Well, I mean, I feel like if you were going to run that, you'd run an entire D&D session that's just entirely mundane.
Yeah.
And then point out how, oh, man, you just wandered away from all of the plot hooks.
Yeah. I've done that before. It's great fun. No, I don't.
I'm entirely not surprised the sadistic D&D master that is you has run something where you just ran a party through a boring day for 1 round.
I mean, I kept
you
putting
went to
plot
work
hooks
and you
out.
stacked shelves for 8 hours.
This was a group who were actively running away. Like, it was a supers campaign where there's like, I'm going to go about my day job. I'm like, okay, we'll skip ahead. No, we have to go through my day job. I'm like, okay.
Roll for initiative.
Fine.
You have no initiative at work. You do not find any jobs you have not been told to do.
See, I was thinking like, roll for initiative. A Karen has walked in. But yeah, no, like it was a dumb article from a mob that I would not trust with games journalism to start with. It's just it has to have been a slow news week for them.
Yeah,
like no way around it.
So, a company loosely related to Donald Trump has started putting out a new line of shoes that commemorate him getting the attempted assassination by putting the shot of him after he stood up pumping his fist over the
capitalism.
Word, fight.
How is this not earmuffs or a piercing or fucking something?
Fucking missed opportunity right there.
Like, I'm genuinely surprised that they don't already have like the spaces that you get for your earlobe for your rest of the ear.
Yeah. It'd be amazing. Just like white earmuffs with one red stripe at the top of one of the ears. And it'd be done.
Nah, it'd look too much like you're celebrating Japan.
Yeah, that's true. Can't have that. But it's just dumb. You said they're like loosely affiliated with them. I'm assuming it's just like a group that do collaborations with like celebrities to make shoes or something. But
I don't think so. I haven't been able to find much on it. I think most people are just focusing on the what the fuck.
I mean,
but essentially they're associated with Trump. I'm assuming they must do it. They either maybe commit to do donations or work with some part of his.
They probably made MAGA stuff in the previous thing.
Probably, yeah,
like manufactured or something.
At which point now they're doing this.
Yeah, I mean, like, sure, they'll probably make some money off it because it's already a meme.
Oh yeah,
it's just.
Oh, and they cost $300 US.
Oh, fuck! $300 for shoes.
I mean, have you seen what sneakerheads pay for shoes?
I have, and it makes me sad. I actually watched a TV show with... Oh, God, who was it? He was in the original Jurassic Park. Jeff Goldblum. Early on in the Netflix, welcome to Netflix, you've been greenlit era, they just gave him a camera crew and set him loose. And one of the first episodes in his thing was about shoe collections and meetups for that kind of stuff. And the amount of money they'd spend on shoes is terrifying. Like thousands of dollars for these shoes that they will never wear because you can't wear them because they will depreciate their value. And it's like baseball cards and that kind of stuff. It's very strange.
It's almost like, I don't know, a Steam back catalogue.
Yeah. Look, if that became a collector's item, I'd probably make millions from my Steam back catalogue. They're all unplayed,
At least I could say I've only got like 10, maybe 15 Audible back catalogues. Wishlists don't count.
Okay. I was going to say you've trimmed that down, but if the wishlist doesn't count,
wishlists don't count. I haven't purchased them.
I recently got back into the single digits for my backlog, so...
Crikey. If I didn't already have, like, pre-orders of shit, yeah, sure, I'd be there, but...
One day. I believe in you. But, yeah, no, I'm not surprised that they were making a commemorative thing. I'm surprised it's shoes.
Yeah.
But I figured it would happen at some point. The second he became a meme, there was going to be merchandise.
It felt like that the particular shot would have done better on, like, a shirt.
Yeah. Definitely. Or a new hat.
Like, they could have done something more with it, like a rifle range target. Or, like, a box of ammo. Like...
Oh, that'd been fun.
Fucking something.
Hell, just the MAGA hat, but with a, like a near-miss bullet hole kind of thing in the side of it. I mean, fine, you would have made gangbusters off that.
I know how they should have done the shoe.
Yeah?
Just a plain shoe, but you know how, like, Jordans have the Michael Jordan on the tongue?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you, though?
Yeah. Oh, God. The horror.
And then call
I love the way that,
kicks.
like, I was describing that, and I got to see Swoosh, his brain put it together and die a little bit.
I needed that. I had too much hope. Thank you for killing
that. Meme. How do I know if my Jordans are fake? It's just the...
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
The final season of America just keeps on giving, doesn't it?
It does, but it's getting way too close to the end. Like,
it really is
scary.
Like, fuck.
Right, because
I mean,
at some point they're gonna do crossovers into other countries.
Yeah.
Can they please not?
Just as long as they don't come here. But was it recently Biden dropped out of the race? So that's been a big shake-up for them. And I don't know if it's enough for them to take the victory away from the Trump assassination, but I really hope it is.
Yeah,
we can dream.
What that does is takes the ammunition they already had against Biden out of it until, like,
I do like that Trump had a hissy fit on Twitter about that. He's like, we spent all this money on getting dirt on Biden, and now we can't use it. Like, I mean, that's your fault, man. That's what happens.
Yes.
So, the newest Magic the Gathering's secret lair has been revealed, and it's going to be a Monty Python themed one.
Look,
which I for one am not that into.
I want to preface this with I love Monty Python. I grew up on Monty Python. I have the entire Monty Python's Flying Circus on DVD. I love it to death. I hate this.
This
should not have happened.
To jump in and say the next Magic the Gathering set is going to be a presidential assassination set.
Oh! I've got Kennedy. Well, I've got Trump. But yeah, no, like I love Monty Python and everything about it, but this is just a money-making ploy.
I mean, that is all Secret Lair is, though.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, Secret Lair is essentially the premium arm of the Magic the Gathering section of Wizards.
Not to be confused with Secret Lab, who make really good chairs.
Yeah. Very much not like I'm sitting in one of those chairs and have been for many, many years.
Definitely not me either.
Kind of wish this was a paid promotion.
Look, if they want to give me a free chair, I'll shill for like to the end of time for that. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I actually need a new one. No, the secret layers are the premium arm of the MTG stuff. So generally they are specialty items. They're generally custom arts, special artists or themes that they've done before come through Secret Lair. But look, I play a lot of Magic still. Yes, I'm that nerd.
You're still addicted to the cardboard crack.
The problem is I never get rid of it. It just gets stowed.
And
so
eventually
sooner or later the itch comes again.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That's why I sold my cards. Just I can't start from scratch again. I just fucking can't. So they're not there. I'm not doing it.
But I generally find the Secret Lair stuff it's never worth it. It's almost always like you have to want that artwork. And I will admit they've had some incredible art. But most of the time, the cards that you get aren't that good. And an artist will probably... You may like or get a bunch of cards that don't really suit their art.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are we doing here? Like, how is this the premium of the premium? It doesn't feel it.
But at least with like some of their previous releases, they had like interesting mechanics, as we were talking about in the preamble. Like the Fallout Lincoln had some like radiation stuff, and
a lot of this stuff is part of their what they call the Worlds Beyond. It means they can use settings and stuff that aren't in the actual Magic the Gathering universe. And they have done like whole sets and chunks of cards that are unique cards that have special effects that aren't in any other set or anything like that. As you said, the Fallout one had this radiation mechanic and a bunch of cards that interact with it. You could actually play it with... I've seen an upgraded version of that deck, and it actually incorporates a lot of other Magic cards, because you just need triggers after that point once the
radiation
sets up.
Yeah.
Man, I'm getting too in the weeds about fucking Magic. Fuck. Can you tell I'm a nerd from Magic the Gathering?
No, not at all. I think you're hiding it very well.
I mean, like, I've bought some of them before. Sometimes they're just something that's interesting. But they've been doing these, like, small sets or, like, limited card runs where the cards are just reskins of cards you already have.
Yeah.
They're just alt arts.
And that's kind of what this one is, isn't it?
Yeah, this one in particular is a bunch of Monty Python artwork of old cards. And, like, again, I'm not hating on anyone who just goes, fuck it, I like the artwork and I feel like it's an okay price. That's all Secret Lair is. It's not someone to get cards from. But, like, I really wish the product also came with stuff you'd want to then play, not just, oh, well, now I've got to find a deck I can put this cool card in.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of those speculators who buys them because one day they'll be valuable.
Okay. I don't like those.
No, neither do I.
They're the reason pop vinyls got so fucking big.
Slowly starting to see that bubble pop.
Oh yeah, they're like a much slower Beanie Baby drop. It's even funnier.
But yeah, so I'm getting really sick of this product just because it never comes out as you have to want the art. That is it. You can't be like, I like the art on that and I kind of want those cards. For
a thing that's meant to be their like high-end branch, they're not very high-end by the sounds of it. Like,
well, again, the artwork on some of the cards is what they actually give, like, as the actual thing you like. Again, if you appreciate what they're doing, is a very premium product. Some of the greatest artists for Magic have done whole sets within Secret Lair.
Honestly, I have a few reference books from artists from who did Magic the Gathering. Like, there's entire from all the sounds of it, Secret Lair should just start doing what a bunch of other Magic stuff did, which is make those reference or coffee table books. Because it detailed a setting.
They do, don't they?
I got a couple of them. I don't know if they're Secret Lair or if they're through a different thing, but they're great because they have lore for that universe, everything in it, and all of the really nice artwork from the cards. They're fucking great. I love those. But just having them as a separate card thing, not as fun.
I mean, like, people like blinging out their decks, but like, I don't know, Secret Lair just, like, it doesn't have the stuff you want to bling a deck out with, and or it's too obscure, or the thing doesn't really fit in a deck anymore, or there's so many things that just make it feel like a subpar product to me.
Yeah.
But I understand that, like, I'm looking at it as a more, would I want these cards to play, and then do I like the artwork on them?
Yeah. As someone who would likely be their wanted audience of, I have played Magic, I enjoyed Magic, and I love Monty Python, I even don't want this. So I have to wonder who this is for.
I quite like the idea that they did with the Lord of the Rings, with the One Ring, of only doing one of those cards. I think they only did one of those cards.
Yeah. They
were very rare.
Get the ring, there is a specific version of the One Ring that is the One Ring.
Yeah.
It's still a pretty cool idea.
Yeah. They're fun. Would never be allowed in a tournament, sadly, but yeah.
Most players didn't like it particularly much because it was really hard to get a hold of boxes of that set, because people were buying them up trying to get the one super valuable card.
Oh, that happens in every card game, to be honest, though. Have you seen the people who like do unboxings and stuff for them? They'll buy entire pallets of them.
No, I haven't seen that. I've seen Tolarian College does his Is It Worth It? And he'll do a whole box and see if he gets enough back in cards to buy another one.
Yeah.
And if he does, he gets another one, and then he goes until he doesn't make enough money to buy another box. And it never really goes very far.
He has killed so many trees.
Huh?
Cardboard. So much cardboard.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, like, the cards were already made. It's not like it was his fault.
He has an entire forest graveyard.
I mean, he's an MTG creator, which means he's going to be interacting with the game a lot.
No, that's fair.
I mean, like, it's not reasonable to expect normal people to do that. He's got the ability to be like, oh, it wasn't worth it. Whatever. Oh, yeah, they do. They really do. It's freaky.
Especially, like, the Pokemon card game stuff. Like, that shit's hard to find now. If it pops up in an EB Games, it's like, we need to send this to people because it will disappear in half an hour.
They're like seeing some of those ones where they get like a box of vintage cards and open.
Yeah.
Like getting some of the rarer cards out of that. That's pretty interesting to see. But
they're fun to watch mostly because they say, that's really cool. Also illegal in every tournament ever. That's really cool. Can never use it. It's just like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, the real opening the packet experience.
Yeah. Like, I have opened a booster pack. I can't use any of these in the tournament without getting banned.
Pretty much.
It's like Warhammer and Magic the Gathering. They change the rule sets every few years, I think, for the tournaments. Every time there's a new codex for Warhammer, you can't use the previous one. I know that much.
Yeah.
And it's similar with Magic the Gathering, I think.
Depends which way you play it. You've got your normal F&M, which is the last 3 sets. Modern, which goes back, I can't remember how many editions. And Legacy, which is everything.
Yeah. Legacy would be terrifying, but nothing but sliver decks. Fucking sliver decks.
It's not, they're too slow.
Ah, fair.
Although the formats have been really taken off with MTG players lately has been Pauper.
The hell is Pauper? That's,
You can't use cards that are over a rarity of uncommon.
That's fucking brilliant. Okay, I like that. That's dumb.
So it tends to be a lot of low-powered stuff.
Yeah.
But you've got this really low ceiling, but it makes all these cards that, like, no one touches, because why would I spend 2 mana on that?
Finally, my Shaman deck makes sense.
These are great. Bears used to be a format in there.
Nice. My Shaman deck would actually work there. Just, what do? I have a bunch of 1/1 tokens to hide behind, and I throw fireballs at you.
Yeah.
That's it.
1/1 wolves or 1/1 elves.
Bunch of goblins. It's fine.
Yeah, Pauper's really popular. I haven't actually tried to do anything with Pauper, but I play Commander.
That's fair. I still have a couple of Commander decks, and I can already feel the itch because we're talking about it. We should probably move on before it becomes a rash.
Okay, then, Swoosh. Give me a topic.
Fuck. You got me there.
Yes, it's a very fucking thin week.
No, that's it. Like, seriously, give me a topic. Come on.
I mean, we can just sit here and ramble at Magic the Gathering, because we've all played it.
No one wants to... Who the heck wants to listen to us rant about fucking old magic?
Craig. The great thing is, you can't fault me on that. You know I'm correct. Hi, Craig. But yeah, no, like we've all played cardboard crack at some point or other. I never got the hang of Yu-Gi-Oh or the Pokemon one. I never knew how to play them. Could not figure it out. But Magic was simple in my head. Like, put the mana down, do the thing, put the card down. It's all good. There was too many weird things for Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like trap cards.
I mean, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! These days is famous for its 10-minute turns.
Yeah. I do this, which does this, which does this, which does this.
How can you take a 10-minute turn and at the end of it, not of one if you're taking a 10-minute fucking turn? Why burn all that time and not come out with a win? Oh. In which case, it's just who triggers the trap card first.
It's
essentially... At least that's the way it feels from the outside.
It's like watching someone play Uno. Essentially, he's like, Uno reverse. No, reverse you, motherfucker. It's like versing a blue deck. Fucking blue decks.
Blue decks.
One of the guys that we went to uni with had a pure blue deck. And that deck caused him to lose friends. I swear to God. Yep. It was horrible. I was like, I put this down. No, you don't. Oh, okay. Well, I do this. No, you don't. Like, stop countering. Actually, if we want to talk about something stupid that I learnt recently, you know how the old thing of like high society when you're drinking the tea, the pinky must be up. You know, have the pinky
fancy.
Up.
Yes.
Do you know where that comes from?
The only thing I know that you in the pinky out for most of the time is for a jug.
Nope. So, the pinky out in high society used to be an indicator that you had an STD. Primarily syphilis.
That's fancy.
If you had your pinky out while drinking at a very formal event, it was a social indicator to say, I have this issue, or I have a thing. Because it was rampant back then. Like syphilis, for example, just ripping through the high society. Oh yeah, I'm so fancy. I've had the clap 12 times. But it's I learnt that from, I think it was like some weird podcast I was listening to in the background. I was like keyed to it, like, I must tell people, but this conversation doesn't come up often.
I will shoehorn this conversation in every fucking time.
I am not lying. I've been sitting on this for about 2 fucking weeks, waiting to see someone with their pinky out while drinking. Just waiting. And it hasn't happened.
Damn it, you only associate it with healthy people.
Right?
I drink rum
no
with
one
my
I
pinky
know.
out.
Oops, now we know too much about you.
Yeah, well, hey, rum is fancy shit.
That is true.
I mean, like, speaking of that, like, do you know what the word is for the remnants of a bird after it strikes a plane?
Dead.
Smear?
Snudge.
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 That word has a good mouthfeel. It's a fun word to say.
I learned that because I was watching a documentary about the guy who got a bachelor's... No, it was like a master's in crosswords.
Nice. Wait, see, I want to know why it's called a snarge. Is it because that's the sound it makes as it rips through the engine?
That feels like the word... That feels like the word that a skid mark should be called.
Yes. Absolutely.
But I suppose that is... Well, I mean, it ends up being a very similar thing.
A snarge.
Well, a bird struck on a plane, people end up with skid marks.
That is true. One causes the other. I'm going to be adding snarge to my vocabulary. It's in there now.
How fun would that? I mean, like, if you want to share, like, stupid random shit you fell down a hole and learnt.
There's so many. The amount of weird shit I learnt from Wikipedia because I fell down that hole. And then all of it became redundant when they got rid of the fucking canon.
I'm trying to think of the context for use. So, like, what? Say someone turns up with a pizza, is like, I'm going to hit that like a snarge. Or...
Ooh, yeah.
How would you use the term in an everyday...
it would have to be an after thing. So, like, if you've got a pizza and someone's just, like, devoured this, and, oh, you snarged that, motherfucker. Or really bad cooking.
Nah, I gotta say the word feels like it's a going out word, not a going in word.
That is true. What about, like, snarge,
gonna hit the
as
club
in you
like a
snarge
snarge.
something? Yes. I'd snarge that. I'd snarge that for $1. God help us.
I think it's because it just sounds vaguely like it could be used as cussing.
Yeah.
That could, yeah. Which is pretty good.
Like, not every word sounds right to yell out when you smashed a toe.
Look,
but, like, I could see it.
We do need some new swear words. We have kind of, like, used these ones to the point where they're worn thin. Like,
I mean, do we really want to make new swear words?
I mean,
We need something to replace cunt, because, well, it's now becoming too commonplace. But
yeah. We can't offend people with it anymore. Snarge. Snarge is the new fucking curse word. You're a fucking snarge, you are. Ooh.
the thing
works.
about, like...
Yeah, that felt good.
That felt really
for
nice.
use of context, like I took a girl home last night, and by morning my place looked like a snarge.
Feathers everywhere.
Like, just bird striking bits everywhere.
See, this is what happens when the news cycle is slow. We have to do things if we're not proud of
I mean, like, this feels like... I was about to say, like, you want to know what a bunch of dumb Australians sit around doing? We do this.
This is basically our preamble.
We're out of prepared material, and now we're like, okay, what are we doing? Okay, we're going to discuss this, and now we're going to talk about how would you use snarge, but in the context.
Oh, wait, there is
like,
something we can
that
talk
is
about.
us. That is Australians to a T.
Oh, definitely. There is something that Australians are also really good for, which is laughing at the American judicial system. Because recently has been some fun shit.
I wouldn't say laugh. I mean...
Shake their head.
It's a horrible situation, but
Well,
it's
I'll
like...
tell you,
Yeah.
the American judicial system looked like a snarge.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
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 And there's our segue. So, what was the name of the poor guy who's still stuck in prison?
Dunn.
Like, this guy was done for... what was the original thing? It wasn't murder, was it? It was something...
Convicted of a deadly shooting of a teen in St. Louis.
That's right. And he was basically given life in jail, which he then appealed and was mostly successful. Like, a judge came back saying, yes, you are correct. You are not guilty of this crime.
What came out is that the two key witnesses went back on their statements.
Yeah. Basically recruited on them, or whatever the hell the word is. But because of a weird thing in the state law of the state that the hearing and everything was in, where it all took place, they couldn't release him from jail, despite everything being more or less thrown out, because only someone on death row could file for a wrongful... what was it?
Could plea for innocence.
Plea for innocence is the thing. That's the one. So the guy is still stuck in jail. He then appealed that, or they went through a third loophole they found. Like, another lawyer had to step in going, that's fucked. Don't like that. Fix this. And put in his own appeal and fought. And they won. And it came out, it's like, yes, we should let you out of jail. However, a random attorney has decided, you know what? Fuck you. You're staying in prison. And has tried to appeal that decision.
And so now he stays in jail because, according to their law, despite having been found innocent, again told you're innocent, go home, he cannot leave prison while there's an appeal.
He's been in jail for 30 years.
33.
Fuck. It's like, wrongfully convicted, given the ray of hope of, these witnesses have gone back on their statements, and then to be told, no, you can't leave. And then another ray of hope, where it's like, okay, we have found a way to release you. You can leave. Only for some fuckwits who go against the letter of the law, because it states he's not meant to be able to appeal this, to appeal it and try and turn over this new verdict.
It really makes you
And
wonder
they're listening
how
to
many
it.
clients or how many people has that lawyer gone against who are wrongfully imprisoned that he does not want getting out.
apparently there's a few people he's already done this to. Like, this isn't the first time he's tried to keep people in jail.
If they do it for one, then it sets precedent, and it enables others to do it. So how many people does he know are in jail, are actually innocent, that he really does not want to get out?
And the great thing is, you see this guy, he looks like it as well. He looks like a seedy car salesman. Like, it's bad. I feel really bad for the guy who's still fucking stuck in jail. His family are absolutely distraught. But it's just, this guy just decided, no, you have to stay there. I'm going to appeal this, despite the fact that the law says he can't. They are listening to him, and they are holding him in jail until the appeals process completes. And that's just sad.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, our justice system isn't amazing either. It's always going to be
screwy.
Ours is pretty fucked. But it's just very sad that a state law like that exists and a judge didn't think to overturn it. Like,
because it's the kind of thing you just kind of assume. It's like, oh, he's been found innocent. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter if he can request to be found innocent. He is, so just let him out.
How
does that go down that way?
You know, I really hope that when this is all
for-profit prisons,
sorted
that's
out,
how that happens.
Yeah, pretty much. Fuck. I'm so glad that we don't have for-profit prisons. At least that I'm aware of. Fuck, do we? We have to Google that.
Crap, I don't know.
We're going to have to check that now. But
fuck,
I really hope we don't have for-profit prisons. Because...
No, I think all of our prisons are state-based or government. Yeah, state-based, I think.
Which at least means that you're more or less going to be looked after. They have to keep you alive and somewhat healthy. But I swear the for-profit prisons have that mandate, but don't really have to follow it by the sounds of things. It's all horrible. And add the fact that certain states in the US have now made being homeless illegal. Which is really weird, because in Missouri, or I think it's Missouri, it's a $750 fine if you are found sleeping in a public space, under bridges or anything like that. It's like, if you're sleeping under a bridge, you probably don't have $750, which means you're going straight into jail. Like, that's bad. That's a bit fucked, guys. Come on.
It's just an excuse to lock them up.
Yeah, that's all it really is. I remember, was it the G4 summit that we had here in Australia at one point? It was here in Brisbane. When the council paid a bunch of homeless people just to fuck off to the suburbs.
Oh, yeah.
That was messy. That was bad.
Those dealers had a really good week.
Oh, they fucking did. But they had to go to the suburbs. It was horrible for them. They had to commute.
Sorry, just for profit prisons. Australian authorities once embraced privately operated prisons, but some governments are taking back control. The New South Wales, their last for-profit prison, will enter back into governmental hands in 2025. Western Australia and Queensland are around the same time, but the other states haven't said a word on it. So Australia does have for-profit prisons.
Oh, wow. Fuck.
Private prisons, yeah.
I think it's just like, it's such a bizarre concept, the idea of a private prison.
A prison as a money-making scheme shouldn't be a thing. That's terrifying. I don't like this.
Victoria still has private prisons, but the state government is taking over healthcare in those prisons. Yay.
Oh, that's good. Fuck. Jesus Christ. It's all bad. Don't like it. But there's a few things wrong with our judicial system as well, so we can't point too many fingers, but I was going to say at least we don't have for-profit prisons, but we do have those, so I have to bite that one back.
So, Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia and Western Australia are the only Australian jurisdictions with private prisons. By 2026, the number of private prisons could fall to 7. It's the lowest number in almost 30 years. We still have them.
I mean, it makes sense in a way. We did sell off every other part of our fucking government infrastructure.
I think the issue here is that our judges haven't bought into them. They're not getting kickback for sending people to them.
That is a good point. Honestly, if you're a judge, you should not be able to invest in owning
prisons.
a prison.
Fucking
yeah.
oath.
Like, you shouldn't be able to. That seems a bit dodgy, guys. It's a bit sus. Maybe don't do that. Fuck.
I mean, let's face it. There's just anything to do with legal, judicial, or prisons. It's such big issues.
Yeah.
Like, there's holes and problems fucking all over it.
It doesn't help. It's a bit like spaghetti code, because it builds on previous things that don't get written out. They just kind of get written over.
Well,
we still have some weird laws that are technically enactable, but we don't.
And like, your interpretation of a law from 20 years ago is going to be very different to an interpretation 20 years from now.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the shit happening with the sovereign citizen movement shit.
Oh no, that's not.
That's someone lying flat out, because that was all started by a fraudulent thing based on a misrepresentation of a quote that wasn't actually a law, and people run with it because they didn't bother checking.
It's barely even that.
Yeah, like that shit's insane.
I'm sorry, I've watched way too much stuff on sovereign citizens. They infuriate the absolute shit.
I have mostly seen a bunch of sovereign citizens getting their asses kicked by cops. That's the most I've seen about it. So
I don't know. There's just something that hurts me watching this person quote this shit that is clearly not working.
Yeah, and it's just, I'm traveling. It's like, you are driving a car. That is not traveling. Get the fuck out. What's wrong with you? Oh, God. My freedoms!
It's bizarre. It is honestly... But the fact that it ever broke out of the States, though.
Yeah, I didn't realize it had. Like, I thought that was just a problem for the United States. But apparently it's everywhere. Like, Canada has a bunch of people doing it. There are people doing it here in Australia, which is fucking strange.
Australia has, like, sovereign states as well. Like, people said, no, I'm not a part of that government. I have my own... Like, there's a bloke in Western Australia who's had his own since, like, the 80s, I think it is. I'm trying to remember the name of it. So he printed his own money and doesn't recognise taxes.
He has a border office. He set up a little toll booth. I love it. Like, that I can get behind, but it's just... The sovereign citizen thing is so strange to me, and... That is a rabbit hole I'm avoiding falling down, because I know it'll make me angry.
I would highly recommend not doing it.
Yeah.
It'll make those them getting their ass kicked videos, like, it feels torturous instead of funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I am assuming that's what I'll end up doing, because it's just... Then again, I watch those things and see people yelling at cops and then immediately backing down and crying once the handcuffs come out.
So,
they're always fun.
The Principality of Hutt River was founded on the 21st of April, 1970 in Western Australia.
Is it still there?
It's a sovereign state, yeah.
Yay! Does he have... Is it more than just him and his family? Because it's on like a decent-sized property or something, isn't it? It's like a...
I'm trying to look at how many people are actually citizens of the Principality.
Does this mean that we can form our own principality?
No.
Damn it!
Look, I'll guarantee you the only reason he's able to get away with it at all is it's in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in WA.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And it doesn't have any, like... If it had any natural resources, oh shit.
Yeah. If they ever find oil nearby, like, he's going to be invaded. The US will appear.
Though it's currently managed by the heir apparent, because the bloke who originally founded the Principality, Leonard Castley, passed away on the 13th of February 2019, and on the 31st of January 2020, they was closed to tourists.
I hope they have a national holiday for his passing.
Mad if you don't. If like the founder of your country, shit, of course you can have a holiday.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It'd be a tasteful statue.
Tasteful statue, you know, a song. Yeah, it'd be great. I mean, honestly, I'm waiting for the day that a lot of our generation just splinters into those kind of things. Like, fuck it, we're taking over properties. We live here now.
I mean, there's that that meme, you know, parents, we need to move closer to the city to find jobs and give our baby a good life. Adults now, we need to go homesteading and get off the grid, kids.
Pretty much, Jesus. It's getting that way.
So it had, because it's a principality, it had The first bloke was Prince Leonard. His son Graham has become Prince Graham. So it actually has the how long their reign is on their webpage.
Oh, I love it.
And
brilliant.
They had the currency from 1976 to 1978. The 5-cent coin was aluminium. 10 cents was copper. 20 cents was brass. 50 cents was copper nickel. Then they had a $30 coin, which was 99% pure silver, and then a $100 coin, which is 24 karat gold. It went straight for precious metals.
I love it. Have they ever had an attempted coup? That's what I want to know. But the younger brother trying to shake the.
They also produced commemorative coins. So for the Silver Jubilee in 1977, they did a commemorative $1 coin.
Can I buy these coins? I will buy these coins.
Holy
that sounds
fuck,
fun.
these coins would be worth it now. This is the collecting shit that I would find entertaining.
Yeah. Because, like, to me, that has some kind of historic value at the very least. Like, the pop culture-y stuff that is, popping up, like the pop vinyls and stuff, they're going to be useless. And they're already seeing that decline. But if I could have these coins, this belonged to a sovereign state in Australia before it was destroyed by its own people.
In 1991, they produced a 1 troy ounce of pure palladium for a $20 coin. The mineral that went into the coin was worth almost $300. But it's a $20 coin, and it's to commemorate Operation Desert Storm.
Why did we not look this up in the preamble? Why did we do this live? Like, we could have read this entire article and had a giant conversation about it. Instead, we're just quietly listening to John Doe read a wiki.
To be fair, I could listen to John Doe read a wiki for hours. But, I love this. This is such a stupid but fun thing. And now I really want these coins.
Yeah, I'm actively going to search. I want one of these coins. Just to say, I've got a coin.
We will keep people updated on the search for these coins.
I'm in South Australia. I'm a lot closer to Perth than you lot. If I ever make it to Perth, I'm going to try and go to the Principality of Hutt River.
That would be cool.
I'm going to cross the border. I will be an illegal immigrant in the Hutt River Principality.
Look, if we ever get big enough to have, like, a decent following, we will one day do a fucking show from there.
Fuck raiding Area 51, I will raid Principality of Hutt River.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yes. We'll turn up with gift baskets. We have things for trade.
I will specially breed emus. I will turn up in force.
Just get cassowaries. Upgrade. The weapon, the
course.
pre-weaponized version. Oh god.
So we're out past an hour, so I think
How the fuck do we manage that?
I don't know.
All I know is once we hit around about the Principality of Hutt River, it's a cackly blur.
Yeah.
I hope it's good listening. Editor me will know.
I'm assuming Editor you is going to be yelling at us in about a couple of days.
Probably.
More than likely.
Anyway, y'all have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.